What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about a game that I've been playing for a while on Xbox Live, and a couple of my friends have been playing too, and it's actually been getting really popular in the past couple of days. It's called State of Decay. It's a new zombie game that is under simulation. Now, in all honesty, it deserves that spot because of just... It's probably one of my favorite zombie games now, and it just gets right above Left 4 Dead in almost every key aspect. So let's talk a little bit about it. First thing I like about the game is how it is the closest thing that we have to a zombie simulation. That's because of the no respawn limit. With the area you are in, everything will be populated with food, weapons, ammo, and all that good jazz. But it won't spawn back. Like, if you clear out a house and come back a couple of days later, there won't be anything there like other games. Everything will be gone, and you'll have to move on. And eventually, even after you beat the game, you'll run out of stuff to scavenge. You'll run out of ammo, you'll run out of food unless you have a garden, but even then that won't be enough to feed like 12 or 15 people that you have in your group. So that's pretty much what would happen in a zombie apocalypse. We'd have to move to a new area, but unfortunately we only have the one map, so you have to start a new game. And that's not all that bad, because you could get different characters in your group or save different people, or some people will die this time. You'll see how that turns out. And then you have the story. I never got into much of the story, mainly because I free roamed and just tried to actually get a good zombie simulation up and running. But from my understanding of it, you follow a guy named Marcus and his friend Ed, who just got back from a camping trip from a couple of months, and they're caught in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. Marcus is a natural-born leader and athlete. Ed, you could say close to the same thing, but just scared all the time. And then you go to a makeshift shelter that a couple of survivors are making, kind of like a medical outpost. But then when you're going off to find other survivors, you meet this girl, can't remember her name, but she came back from Iraq, I think, with her two friends, and her friends are dead, and she was surviving on her own in the woods. So as you bring her back to the outpost, you realize they're all dead, and then Ed tries to scavenge one of the dead survivors so that he can find, supplies, a wallet to figure out who he is, or just a radio, which he does, but unfortunately he gets bitten. Now, this is one that's very unique, because it's not you get bitten, you get turned, because it's not this virus isn't like an ultimate turning virus. Like, you get bit, it's not like guaranteed you're going to turn. If you're able to get him antibiotics through missions and get a good doctor, you can save him. He will be with you again. And that will happen to other people too, because even when you're playing as a character out, going out scavenging, if you get bit, you can pop pain pills or get a shot of morphine, but it will only prolong it. You'll still be hurt, and they'll drop your health down to like original here, and then it'll maybe go down to here. This will be its maximum. So giving a shot of morphine will boost it, but it won't heal you. You have to go back to your outpost and be healed, or get rest, or rest up. Now, there's a problem with that, because you can get tired, but you can't sleep in like fast, or like extend time, is the way of putting it. You can't make time go by faster so you can sleep or something. You have to change characters for that character to do it. So if you have a selected character that you just want to be the best all around, that's not going to really work all the time. You're going to have a selective group of like 5 or everyone being leveled up at the same time while your other character rests. I find that a problem, because once everyone in my group was tired because I had been pushing them just to get enough supplies because we were really low. But the problem is, even when other people aren't tired or doing nothing and just standing around and talking, I can't tell them what to do. It would have been really unique if I could have sent them out to go check for supplies. You can tell them to come to an area if you're rucksack is full of supplies and tell them, pick this up, scavenge and stuff. But aside from that, I can't send them to any location without being tired. And even then, the girl on the radio, I can't remember her name, but she always says when you're tired, come back and rest up, or you can't do everything by yourself. If you don't do it, it's not going to get done. And missions will eventually, fail if they're not, main quests. You'll have, side quests that, go help someone, go help hunt down, a feral zombie or something like that. And if you don't do it in time, it'll just fail. And then they have the special types of zombies. They have the Screamer, which has been shown in Resident Evil 6, but it's been changed up. It originally started in Left 4 Dead 2, but the Screamer this time has its arms cut off and screams. And it's kind of funny because even if you kill it after it's screaming, you'll still hear it scream. So that's a little glitch. But it of course tracks zombies. And then with the big guy, the really fat guy, really strong, will charge you. Nothing like the Boomer, just a little big guy. It charges you and does a lot of damage. Takes forever to kill. You can't run him over. And if you're running him over, you're going to break the car, and that's going to be a problem because cars don't spawn back. So you kind of have to be careful with your cars. They do break a little too easily for my taste, though. Then you have the feral zombie. These guys are a bit like the hunter, if you would like to call it that way. Extremely fast, extremely deadly, will screw you up if you're unprepared or low on health. Can't really shoot them because they're extremely fast. You can't get a headshot. And this is kind of funny. It's to be killed by one, or I think it's just by any zombie, but when you get killed for an achievement, they rip you in half, kind of gory. And then if one of your guys dies, you have to send out another one to go out, grab his rucksack, and bring it back. And then if you want his stuff, you have to kind of earn it back. The way you earn stuff is by influence. Influence is you going out, finding ammo or morphine that you don't need, putting it in the supply locker, and then now go up gradually how much you have. And then you can command people to come out, help me with this stuff. Let's move to this space. Let's set up an outpost here. And then you can also build onto your area with you can make a watchtower or a medical tent or another sleeping area for everyone to sleep at the same time. And that requires building material, which you'll find at construction sites or warehouses, and food, ammo, other weapons. Weapons are probably the one thing that'll give you more influence right next to medicine. You can also build a library, which people will then you bring reference books like medical reference books, and they'll teach them how to heal people faster, or weapon manuals, and they'll teach them how to make mines so you can set up an outpost to get rid of big hordes so you don't have to deal with them on the streets. And all of that is just something that you would do in a zombie apocalypse if you had the necessary materials and if you were strong enough. I do wish, though, that everyone didn't look like they were semi-fit. The one guy I think didn't look all that fit was the pastor. That's because he was non-violent. But it would have been nice if you could have made your own character. You can't make your own, unfortunately. That's a real big disappointment. I was hoping I'd be able to make my guy. If people know games like The Last Stand, Union City, or Rebuild, those games are kind of like this, just a 3D version and stepped up a bit. That's how I like to think of them. But all around, this is a very, very good game. It just has a few tweaks in here that need to be fixed, but what game doesn't, right? So, thank all of you for watching. Please like and fave and subscribe. Bye bye.